wrap. The geeks are dancing. We got a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk about the iPad Air 2, and the iPad Mini 3. I don't know. And then there's the ApplePay. There's the Nexus 6 and 9. Well, let's start with the iPad Air, the newest one. What do you think?
So Apple had a big announcement last week, and actually it was this week. And what they talked about was basically the iPad Mini, iPad Air 2.
Right.
Now they also talked about the iPad Mini 3, but let's focus on the iPad Air 2 because that really is like the thinner device. I mean, they kind of led with the fact that it's thin. It has a great screen.
Thinner than a pencil, right? I mean, it's really,
it showed how they actually shaved the pencil and it was still behind the pencil.
Wow, amazing.
And then it has really some really good camera features. So they really featured how you could use the iPad Air as a camera. Now, I'm not used to using such a big iPad.
Thing to take pictures,
right? To take pictures. But they kind of featured that, and there's some cool applications that go along with it. So, and then with the iPad Mini 2, I'm sorry,
Mini 3.
iPad Mini 3, they actually de-emphasized that because out of the whole keynote, which was about 80 minutes, they only gave it about 2 minutes. And really, that device is kind of a, they have the old processor, the A7 processor.
So not a lot of changes, not a lot of upgrades on that one.
Yeah.
The other thing they talked about was Apple Pay, and that's kind of a big thing.
That's right. It actually launched on Monday.
Changes things.
And I think it's really the most disruptive thing that they're doing.
Disruptive?
So disruptive thing that they're doing,
Okay,
right. So it is basically allowing you to use your phone as your wallet. You basically scan a picture of your card and it puts it in the phone. And you can go to a terminal and just touch it and you can pay for it. Now the key is it's still starting. So it's not all banks, not all cards. And they say 200,000 retail locations, but out of millions of stores, that's not
very many, right?
So I tried all of the cards in my wallet. I had to use an American Express card that I hadn't used since 2006.
Just to find something that
worked.
worked.
I actually got an email that says, they said, are you sure you're using your card? Is this a fraud thing?
You got the,
and then you had to rush out. My friend Wayne in California did the same thing. We went to McDonald's and bought like a 99-cent Filet-O-Fish just to try it. But I think that over time, it's going to become more and more popular.
Let's get to Nexus 6 and 9. That's the Google phone and tablet competitors to what we've just talked about. Right?
Well, so with Google, they announced it right the day before Apple announced it. But it's kind of a competitor to the iPad and the iPhone 6. It's interesting because Google doesn't have a store, right? So you can't really touch it.
Go in and touch it. Yeah, what you want to do, I
right?
think.
And you have to basically buy it online.
And the Nexus 6 is a 6-inch phone, so now they're getting even bigger.
It's called a Shamu, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it's like a killer whale.
Shamu. And the thing is, they're not selling it as cheap as they used to sell the Nexus. It's like an $800 phone now, and the tablet is their competitor to the iPad. But if you like Google and Android, it's one of the cleanest devices, and I would say that they got the new operating system, Android 5, just like iOS 8. So I love the competition between these companies.
If you want to know about anything tech, we always bring the geeks in. Ryan and Burt, you got a radio show on HPR tonight. Tell us about what you're going to talk about.
Well, we're going to be talking and get an update on the maker spaces. There's a couple of maker spaces here on Oahu, and there's more of them, but there's Oahu Makerspace and the high capacity guys. So we'll have them come on and talk about, give us an update.
That's at 89.3 this afternoon at
5
o'clock. Thanks, guys, for coming in. Always appreciate it. The geeks on the Geek Beat here on Sunrise. We'll return with more of your Wednesday program and a little bit of dancing here as we go to break. I just can't.